we know that they have been undertaking an intensified voter registration in neighboring districts of Mcherenge, Kawambwa, and even in Chieng, to try and beef up numbers they assume would be able to aid them win the election.
Welcome to Zambia Today Television, where stories unfold. And today, we delve into the high-stakes drama surrounding the Kawambwa by-election. Allegations of voter suppression, police intimidation, and political manipulation have taken center stage. Let's break it all down. The political atmosphere in Kawambwa has intensified, with accusations flying against the ruling United Party for National Development, or UPND. The opposition claims the government is using state machinery to intimidate voters and disrupt the campaigns of its rivals.
You're not supposed to be here. What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here.
Patriotic Front Secretary-General Raphael Nakachinda has strongly condemned what he calls an orchestrated assault on democracy. Speaking to Kawambwa residents, Nakachinda had this to say.
Political parties, we have not verified. We don't know where those voters are coming from, whether or not they are Zambians or they have been put on that voters roll from other jurisdictions other than Zambia. We're still whether or not they are from Kawambwa. So want to categorically state that that scandalous pronouncement by ECZ is illegal, and we reject the usage of that voters roll. What is lawful to be done is to use the 2021 voters roll. Even when we went to ECZ to buy voters registers, they sold us voters registers for voters who were registered before the 2021 general elections. We don't even have, they did not even give us access to those voters, the new voters roll. So to that effect, that is Akainde's voters roll that he has cooked up from wherever and want to use it to rig the election in Kawambwa that is slated for tomorrow when people are preparing to go and vote. They want to have ghosts come to vote and then suggest that that reflects the will of the people of Kawambwa. We are saying no. And we want to warn those officers that are allowing themselves to be manipulated. The council secretary, Chipenzi, who's here, who we know is affiliated to UPND, and all those who are trying to use these shenanigans to sabotage the will of the people of Kawambwa in the elections of the votes that take place tomorrow, the 20th of December 2024. We are saying no. Before we conclude, I'll call Chairman Legal. We also are beginning to receive people receiving individual threats, and the police beginning to cooperate with the UPND to try and, undermine the works that we have already done and some of the things that we are to do tomorrow. One of them is the fact that all of a sudden, when NGOs were registered and monitors, the system collapsed until towards 17 hours, and they asked everybody to go outside, and next thing they were announcing they have stopped registering monitors from NGOs and other stakeholders, all to make sure that the eyes that are watching the activities of tomorrow are minimized. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Secretary General. My role is to speak to some issues concerning legality or absence of legality in what is going on during the campaign period. As the public may be aware, there are few instances that have taken place from which we have drawn conclusion as a legal team that the UPND intend to disrupt this election, or at least to make it not to be free and fair. As you may be aware, yesterday there were some instances that took place late in the evening when information sifted through to our campaign team that the UPND were involved in some activities that bordered on rigging this election. Armed with that information, our two teams went to the places where these allegations were taking place. The first allegation was that they were retrieving voters' registers, voters' cards rather, and NRCs from individuals in exchange for some cash. Honorable Mupiri, went with some senior members of the party to go and just inquire about what was going on. Because people were guilty of some wrongdoing, they wanted to try and resist Mupiri. And in the exchange that took place, there were some scuffles, and Mupiri retracted. But we had established even at that time that whatever was going on where the UPND's command center was amounted to a potential voter rigging. We would have wanted the ECZ and even the police to investigate that criminality. But of course we knew that because of, like SDR said, there seems to be a suggested collaboration between the police and the UPND and the ECZ. Nothing happened. The second information that became available to our campaign team was that some youths have been imported into Kawambwa with all manner of weaponry, and they were lodged at some location somewhere. In fact, this information was related to Chief Mukanta and also related to our team. We thought we should act as responsible, electioneering agents, and our colleagues went to speak to Chief Mukanta. At the request of Chief Mukanta, they went to attempt to inspect, where these weapons were being hidden. And when they went there in the engagement that followed, they were not even able to access the room in which allegedly these weapons were hidden. But because they are cooperative, because the owner of the guest house, I think, decided not to allow them to go and inspect, they retracted from there.
The Zambia police, under the directive of Luapula Province Police Commissioner Mwala Ui, have allegedly targeted opposition members, launching a manhunt and arresting several individuals. The controversy began when opposition figures reportedly searched a lodge where UPND cadres were allegedly stockpiling offensive weapons.
I will show you. Yes. You can't abuse us. No. Wait a minute.
Meanwhile, Transparency International Zambia has weighed in, urging all political parties to refrain from electoral malpractice. The organization has called on the Electoral Commission of Zambia to ensure a free, fair, and credible election process.
We are extremely concerned by the reports that we have received from on the ground in Kawambwa to the effect that there have been cases of several malpractices that have been noted, particularly to do with vote buying. And unfortunately, the reports that we are receiving are that there have been cases of senior party officials of the ruling UPND that have been giving out some monies to the electorate in a bid to coerce them into voting for their candidate. We think that that is a very wrong approach to take, and one that really undermines the integrity of the entire electoral process in Kawambwa. But also, when you look back and learning from previous elections that have happened, we have been assessing the implementation of government programs such as fertilizer distribution, as well as other empowerment programs that happened during campaign periods. Following this assessment, we would like to challenge public officials, including ministers and district commissioners, to change this current narrative where you have such government empowerment programs being used to induce or coerce the electorate into voting for the ruling party. And so in that sense, we would like to call upon the UPND to resist this temptation of seemingly abusing their positions through distributing state resources with a view to coercing voters, and therefore giving the ruling party an unfair advantage over other political parties who, of course, do not have access to state resources. Our view is that by-elections or elections generally are not the time to suddenly accelerate the implementation of empowerment programs, since this, of course, could potentially coerce or indeed influence voters and ultimately undermine the integrity of the election. So as the people of Kawambwa go, to cast their votes tomorrow, we would like to a situation where they are given the opportunity to really elect their preferred member of parliament on their own accord and on their own merit, rather than because they have been coerced into doing so in any form or by any form of electoral malpractice.
As the Kawambwa by-election approaches, tensions are running high. Will allegations of intimidation and rigging affect voter turnout? Or will residents defy the odds and make their voices heard? All eyes are now on the Electoral Commission of Zambia. Will they uphold their mandate and ensure the will of the people prevails? That's it for today on Zambia Today Television, where stories unfold. Remember to stay informed and join us next time for more in-depth coverage of Zambia's unfolding stories. I'm your name. Thanks for watching and stay safe.
You're not supposed to be. What are you doing here?
No, you can't be.
You're not supposed to be here.
What do you mean? What are we doing here? We're not supposed to be here. We're having a meeting.
Bana Kashaba.